Hi, so welcome to Talking Bollocks Part 3, Day 3. Yeah, changed my hoodie. Don't often wear this hoodie because it's just quite annoying, but seeing as I'm in, not really doing much, just crocheting and watch telly, it doesn't really matter. I can't see if you make any comments, and I don't know how to see if you do, so I don't know if there's anybody there or if there's not anybody there. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just looking at the different things they've got on here. I don't know. Anyway, I hope there's some of you there, and I hope you're doing alright today. The weather's not so nice today, so it's a bit more chilly. I'm feeling loads better. I'm still coughing. But the eldest child is seemingly okay. He's allowed to, I think, go out on Monday, because it's 7 days after his isolation, and I think I'm allowed to go out next Tuesday, Wednesday. So today I ordered some stuff from a fruit and veg shop that's delivering it next Tuesday, Wednesday. I wasn't clear, in Addiscombe, who are doing an amazing job actually still delivering to people, which is brilliant. We are running out of cheese, bread and milk, but we have other things to eat, so they're just going to have to wait. And I am still holding back a packet of crisps, like about 7 bags of packet of crisps, of which I dish out once a day, just because I can control the crisps. Yeah, the weather's crappy today, isn't it? But I hung all my washing out anyway. Very boring, I guess, but needs to be done. I didn't realise that actually I was feeling not anxious, but a little bit tight about it all. And I realised this as I tuned in this morning at 10:30 to the Croydon Buddhist Centre. And the Croydon Buddhist Centre, since the lockdown, have been doing some really cool meditations and talks. So I did a talk, listened to the talk, and did a 25-minute meditation. And then we went on Zoom and we could chat on there. Of which I managed to log myself off, then log myself back on and work out how to do mute and stuff. So if anyone wants to have a meeting on Zoom at some point, it's pretty cool, actually, the whole Zoom thing. Especially if, I'm in a house with 3 children, numerous pets, and, the kid's dad, my ex-husband, and my second ex-husband, anyway, and so we have company if we want company. Equally, we have rooms to go to if we don't. But I did realise that there's quite a few of you out there that are quite social creatures, and those of you that are extroverts and like me, or at the very least are missing that social chatting thing. Zoom, and I think House Party people have started to use, are a really great idea, which is really nice. I'm missing going to gigs. So last night I watched SBAM Festival. I think somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. SBAM. I watched a few people on that, but the one that I really enjoyed was Spoilers, which I really like. And then I've watched a little bit of the Royal Ballet, and I've now actually just paid for a subscription to Now TV because there's a couple of programmes on there that I want to watch. I think I'm going to catch up on The Walking Dead, which I stopped in season 1 because I got bored or distracted by something shiny, and The Good Doctor, because I do love a doctor programme, I must admit. There's something fascinating about it. I know it's a load of bollocks. Bollocks. I know it's a load of bollocks, but I love the whole sort of doctor chatting talk thing, and I used to be quite obsessed by ER and Casualty, and what's the one with McDreamy and Steamy? Grey's Anatomy. So I've paid for that today. Plus, it's got the new season of Westworld on, and that was a really great series that The Good Doctor. Yes, Faye, The Good Doctor is a good one. I just started watching it today. So I hope you're all doing okay, and I hope everybody's managing in what is really weird circumstances. During my meditation today, I found it really hard to chill, actually. It didn't help that one of the dogs was barking continuously. The elderly, senile, dementia dog was barking continuously. and I didn't want to break my meditation by shouting at her, but it actually might have saved some time to actually just go shout at the dog. But yeah, it's very different. Usually I go out of the house to meditate because the house is quite busy, but doing it indoors made me realise that I actually can do it again, like do it in the house. That is meditate in the house, and as I did it, like I said earlier, I actually realised that even though I hadn't had the normal signs of anxiety, I'd actually just felt a bit anxious, and the anxiety was, in fact, I haven't really been creative at all. I've done a bit of crocheting, and I must admit I have been unwell. But what I decided to do after the meditation today is just sit with my anxiety. Just sit with the fact that I can't go out and do what I would normally do, which is see lots of people during the week. If anyone that knows me really well, is I can't kind of sit still. And that's mostly because I just like to fill my time with stuff that I'm interested in, but also it is a privilege to be able to do all the bits and pieces that I do. And I don't mean money-wise, because a lot of the things that I do are free or cheap, but I mean the privilege of freedom, of being able to do what we want to do when we do it. When that's removed, that has brought its own anxiety for me, and I realised that when I was doing meditation today. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday I talked about my love of art, and the day before that I talked about my sai, which is one of my sports equipment, which is one of my Budo weapons, sports equipment, sorry, and today I didn't really want to talk about anything in particular, but I thought I'd show you some crochet that I've been working on. Now, I learnt to crochet, I think, in 2015. And I learnt to crochet through a really good friend of mine, Katie. Hello, Katie, if she is watching. Teaching me how to crochet. Now, I'm a really lazy crocheter in that I can't be bothered to watch any patterns or do any of stuff like that. So I just decided to start doing rows. I have forgotten how to do granny squares. But even when I did do granny squares, I didn't do little squares and then sew them together. What I would do is do just a square and then just keep going around the outside with different balls of wool. Usually I haven't actually crocheted myself anything yet. I don't know why, actually. When I have, I've given it away. This is something I'm working on at the moment. Now, I can't hold all of it up because there would be no point, and that is my crochet hook there. But this is for my goddaughter, Paige. She's already seen photos of it, so it's not a surprise. So this is for her 21st birthday. Currently, this is, I think, about, oh God, I don't even know now, actually. It's kind of coming up for a double bed size, so it's not one of the ones that I can take out and work on while I'm out and about, which is slightly annoying. I do like to work on other pieces of random blankets, and I do like using more than one wool at a time. I also like crocheting with ribbon, which I did in my best friend's Paula's, and in hers there was also pearls. Eventually, my idea, and I've just ordered some stuff to try it out, is for our Aikido classes, basically samurai school, we wear belts that are about this wide, but they're very, very long. And what I wanted to be able to do was crochet an obi, which is the belt. But the material needed for it is going to have to be strong, because these are used to have the scabbards of the swords in, the sayers of the swords, so they have to be really strong and really long. But I've ordered some materials that it's actually dishcloth wool, and it's cotton. So my idea is that I'd like to crochet an obi and then actually be able to dye it. So I've ordered white cotton dishcloth wool, and we'll see how it goes from there. So this is another blanket I'm working on. As you can see, it's really small at the moment, but that's done with 3 balls of wool. I don't know if you can see that. It's really glittery. That'll either be for a baby, or I may be thinking of doing some for a cat's charity place. Apparently the cat charities like to get blankets for their cats, and they give them away when the cats go, and it's the thing that they're given and they get to keep throughout their whole time, which is actually really, really cute. this is my cat's blanket here. I crocheted it, and she really liked to sit on it when I left it on the bed one day. So it's sort of now become hers, and it's made from a really nice green wool. So actually, I don't mind that on my bed. This one is one that I made to sort of sell, and the idea is if I just show you from one end to the other, is it's just all the offcuts of blankets. So this one has got an edge to it that has got a nice frill. And the other bit is this really, really kind of soft, baby-like wool, which is really lovely. The idea as well, eventually, there's some bits of ribbon in this as well, is to make some that have different textures in, like these knobbly bits of wool, for children or adults that have got that have different sensory issues. Sorry, not even issues, is it? Different sensory feelings of how they like to feel. I mean, my best friend's blanket, I made her blanket, and it's really heavy, and basically it's a weighted blanket, and that weighted blanket helps her sleep. So I think there is something to be said for blankets, isn't there? There's another one here that I think looks a bit like bag puss, and that is either a cat blanket. Actually, I really think this should be a cat blanket, because it looks like bag puss. It does have some glitter in it. I don't know if you can see that. But it doesn't, you can't see it very much because I use big knobbly bobbly wool. It's actually really, really soft. Actually could be a bath mat as well in a really weird way. But much like when I used to make cakes, I never used to eat them. And there's only a few people's cakes whom I eat, and Claire, you're one of those, because I'm really fussy about cake. And I learned to crochet at a time in my life when I needed something to do that was mindfulness, that I could easily pick up and do while I was watching telly. And I'm not sure how many blankets I've actually made now. I know in the last year I've made maybe 12 or 13, but the baby small ones maybe take a few hours, so that's, I don't know, 3 films. I really enjoy arts and crafts. I've always made something. I've always drawn or painted. I used to make my own birthday cards and greetings cards, and I just think doing something creative, whether you're any good at it or not, is a really good idea. In fact, even better if it's not to sell or to do anything purposeful with. It's just a thing that you do in order to be. Like, I can't sing, but I really enjoy singing because it brings me joy. And I mean, I'd love to be able to sing, but I can't, like, really, really can't. But it brings me joy just to be in the car, sing along to a song, sing along to something, do something like that. And so crocheting, I'm not the best at it, and I don't care. I just think sitting down, doing something that something is created at the end of it, regardless of what that is, brings a joy all in itself. And we forgot as a society quite often how to just do something for the sake of it. Years ago I wanted to go to art college, and I had portfolio, and I finished my A-levels, and I had an interview at Croydon Art College, and I didn't get in, and my teachers were a little bit horrified, and so I had another interview, and they still wouldn't let me in, and I didn't draw after that. I think for something ridiculous like 27 years, I gave up, and I listened to people that didn't know how it felt for me to just sit there and do something and be completely involved in it. And it's like I write poetry, and I write bits and pieces, and not many people see them because it's not for them, it's for me. And it's not a case of whether it's any good, it's a case of how this thing makes me feel and how this creative process makes me feel. And sometimes it's getting it out there, it's doing it just for the sake of doing it, really. I like making the blankets. They have a use to them. I like that. I like to pretend that I know what I'm doing when I'm making the blankets, but I don't at all. I really probably was thinking yesterday, actually, maybe I actually will learn how to do some more stitches on the blankets, just because I'm getting a little bit bored of the same stitches. Yeah, I don't buy the wool from anywhere expensive. I get a lot of it from charity shops if I can. And I've got some really weird wool, like little alien eggs, which I made my goddaughter's blankets out of when their little brother was born. So I'm not saying be creative at the moment, because actually I think it's really important to just do whatever you've got to do to get through how things are at the moment. I know quite a few people aren't working at the moment and are not getting paid for that either. Fuck you, Weatherspoons. You're a complete dickhead. How like the greed of people is amazing when it comes to things like this. And actually, I really hope that Weatherspoons are made to pay their staff. They're not the only ones. You know, Richard Branson, pay your fucking staff out of your own money. You've got enough of it. What are you going to do with it? Where are you going to take it if you die? Like, where does this money go? It doesn't go anywhere. It just sits there. It's just in a bank, adding numbers to numbers. I don't know how we got onto that from crochet, but we did. I hope you all have a lovely day. If you fancy a chat, I'm here. If you fancy text message chat, I'm here too. And maybe I will do more Bollocks part 4 tomorrow or Monday. But you take care. I'll see you later. Bye. I can't turn this thing off.